So Theresa, thanks very much for coming in today. We're very keen to showcase what we consider as people who are very much underrepresented within woodworking. And I think an important way to do that is literally sit and have conversations with people to broaden the horizons within the broader community. So thanks very much for coming in.
Thanks for inviting me.
It's our pleasure. So I understand from some information that you've given us that you've been carving for about 7 years now.
That's right. Yeah.
So what was the hook? Why? What was the thing that I guess inspired you to take up wood carving?
I thought it would just be a very short period of time. I wanted to learn to carve just for a specific purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So I was putting on an exhibition of paintings.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be a painter, and I wanted to create something three-dimensional that would tie in with the paintings I had done.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, I saw Carol Russell's wood carving, spoon carving classes. Mm-hmm. So I enrolled in that and went along and really enjoyed that. And then at the end said, look, what I really want to carve, and I explained what I wanted to do. And so then I kept going to classes with her, and I just loved it. I then had the exhibition, put the paints away, and I've just carved ever since. I've found that it's just a beautiful material to work with. And I really love working in that three-dimensional form, which I hadn't been very much in the past. Yeah.
So was the very first project something associated with your artwork? Or
Yes,
it was?
yes, yeah. Apart from that spoon I did in the first one, and then I carved a piece of white beech, which looked like knitting that was unravelling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so just something simple to start with.
Something simple.
But yeah, once I finished that and another piece, I then went back to spoons for a while, and then it just kept going from there. Yeah.
So what is it about the hand carving that really appeals to you?
I think it's just it's very satisfying, and it's a very sensual activity because you're feeling the wood, you're looking at it, you're smelling it, and you're also listening to it. So you know when you're carving a piece of wood in the right direction, it makes a lovely rhythmic sound. So it's very satisfying on that level. And you can do so much with it, really. And it's a fairly simple craft to start with, in that you don't need a lot of expensive equipment.
So, what was your toolkit like when you first started?
I had nothing to begin with.
Nothing at all?
Nothing. Then the first thing I bought would be a carving knife, but then I also bought from here those flexi-cut tools where they have the blades you can interchange. They were fantastic, and I was travelling quite a bit then, so I could just take those away and make small objects on those away. And then over time I just, the next one is the gouge, then the draw knife, I haven't got a massive amount of tools. I've got, because I run workshops now, I've got multiples of a lot of those tools, but I think you can carve a lot of things, or a lot of things that I want to carve, with a fairly small range of tools. Yeah.
Cool. And when you're thinking about projects, so what are the things that inspire you, or how do you settle on your next project?
Everything. A lot of things inspire me, so I have trouble deciding what not to do rather than what to do. I get a lot of ideas, and I've probably got 50 things on the go at any one time.
And with the types of projects that you do, and you've got a beautiful array of examples here, are there any that are your favourite, or that you gravitate towards?
I love all of them, but I suppose the cones that I do, I just love doing these. I don't know anyone who does these quite like this. They were inspired by a Japanese craft book that I saw, and I just think they're such a beautiful, simple shape. And just an object of beauty. That's what I aim for. But they're just so practical, and there's not. It feels so good on your head. It's like a head massage. So they're very time consuming to make. They're all hand done. But yeah, I think that would be my favourite if I had to pick a favourite. Yeah.
And your hand carving practice has now evolved, where you also teach.
Yes. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that transition. How did that come about?
That started in 2021. So I've mentioned Carol Russell. I was her student, and she ran lots of workshops in Brisbane, but then she decided to leave us and go down to Tasmania, and sort of said to me, I think you should do this now, which was absolutely, sad that she left, but it was a great opportunity for me. And I started off doing spoon carving workshops at Artisan, and I found that I didn't think of myself as a teacher before that, but I found I actually really loved it and felt quite comfortable doing it and got a lot of joy from it.
And how would you describe your average student, if there is such a thing?
There's not really, no. The people come for different reasons. Sometimes you'll get, a couple of people come along that haven't seen each other for, months, so they want to catch up and they thought this would be a nice thing to do.
Okay.
Other people want to take it seriously, and you can usually tell fairly quickly the ones who you think will go on to do more. They're seen in their eyes. I get quite a few makers in other fields, other artists, but all types, but probably 75% women. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
That's fantastic. And do you collaborate with others, or is this something that is from you?
I don't. I have spoken with a painting friend of mine, but we've been talking for a couple of years now about doing a show together and having my carving influence her painting and vice versa. And I would really love to do that one day, but you just get busy with life, and it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. And you're obviously a very creative person, with your artistic background as well. So do you find that there's I guess for the want of a better term, a creative tension between precision of the craft of working with wood and your creative aspects associated with your projects?
Not much. I mean, as you can see, my shapes are often quite sort of, organic and asymmetrical. So for me, I'm not trying to do a precise circle. I'm deliberately trying to make it asymmetrical and just work with the wood. So precision, I think, would be important if you were making something like this beautiful table there, which I know you made. But for my own work, the creative flow is far more important than any sort of precision. Obviously, you have to work with the grain of the wood.
Yep.
That's the constraint. But apart from that, I can.
Yep. And in terms of, particularly with your experience as a teacher now, do you see that there are any specific challenges for women in terms of overcoming perhaps stereotypes or anything like that as they approach woodworking?
I guess, just from observation over the years I've been teaching, it's probably a confidence thing. I think women just need to believe in themselves more and know that they can do it. It's achievable. That would be good for them to just believe in themselves. Yeah.
Do you have a dream project? Like, say, for example, if money and time weren't a constraint, is there this project that sits in the back of your mind and just waiting to manifest?
There is I do have something in mind, and it's sort of non-practical, more sculptural objects, which are sort of comb related, but I'm no longer combs, they've become sculptural. So I've had that idea in the back of my head for a little while now, and I've started a few pieces, but my constraint is time. I just never seem to find the time, but yeah, that's the goal.
Perfect. And I guess, it's been 7 years now you've been in.
Yeah, about 7 years. Yeah.
So, what are some of the things that you find most rewarding?
It's really nice to be recognised. I think that's lovely, and I do feel, a big sense of satisfaction by making the things I've made, but also then to be passing on these skills now to people and see, their eyes light up. That's the most rewarding thing, I think. Yeah.
That's really good.
Oh, that's like asking your favourite child or something, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, I have some favourites. There would be American walnut, which is probably the only non-Australian timber I like to carve with. Black heart sassafras is beautiful. Hue and pine, although that's sometimes can be a love-hate relationship. I love carving Tas myrtle. A lot of the Tassie timbers, yeah. That's a toss-up between the long bent gouge and the draw knife, and my spoke shave. No, I don't have one. No, just got lots of favourites.
Yep.
Yeah. The beginning.
Cool.
Pencil. Is that an accessory? Yeah.
Yeah, pencil. Yeah, cool.
On.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for coming in, Theresa. Really appreciate it.
No, my pleasure. Thanks for asking me. Yeah.